GSA.
Hi, Bo.
I'm gonna punch you in the
Hi,
face.
Bo.
Would you mind turning that lamp off for me? Alright, I love you all, but I have an appointment, so we got to go.
How has your life changed since coming out?
I never really officially came out. I sort of just gravitated out.
It's definitely been a roller coaster. I mean, when I first came out of the closet, not really by choice, people were awful.
As I came out to multiple people, I've gotten several different reactions. Most of them positive. Some of them could be better.
Relationships have obviously changed, mostly for the better, because I think when you're hiding yourself, you can't be honest in your relationships, which is really difficult.
I feel like everyone already kind of knew, and I was kind of the last person to figure it out. And when I came out, it kind of showed that I was ready to accept this part of myself, and I was happy with it, and I'd come to terms with it.
I'm definitely like a lot less of an awkward person. I like accept myself a lot more and project how I feel on the inside a lot more.
As time has gone on, I feel like people have gotten better about it.
And I'm finally at a point where I feel like I can be myself, and I don't have to worry about what other people think.
So I am a little bit glad that I was outed, because I don't think I ever would have come out if I wasn't.
So overall, I would rate my coming out 10 out of 10 in effect. But only come out if you feel safe and when it's your time to do so. That's my opinion.
What have you observed about LGBTQ plus support at Abby Kelly?
What I have noticed since I first came here back in 8th grade is that there really wasn't that much support. But as time went on, now at 11th grader, I can see many teachers have been trying at least, trying to, especially asking for my preferred name or pronouns.
There's still people who look at me weird, or I'll walk down the hallway and I'll hear someone say something.
I didn't have a difficult experience. I've heard a few things, but it's overall been pretty nice and welcoming.
Where can our school improve on queer issues?
I think first things first is starting with staff. You can't have a good student culture without positive members of staff to provide those role models. I think a big step for me in feeling more seen at school would be providing students with representation in their English and history classes.
But it's really hard to think of a queer character, because most of the time when you do see someone queer in media, they end up it just ends up being thrown in as a footnote or something.
In my 4 years at Abby Kelly, we haven't read a story or a novel written by an out queer author or containing an openly queer character. We also have not learned about queer issues in history. So I think starting with content and also getting teachers to understand that these are real issues that need to be addressed in the classroom, not just outside of the classroom in one-on-one conversations, is the best place to start.
The answer, I have a lot of them.
My favorite queer characters were Steph and Lena for the Fosters, because they helped to show that queer people could grow up and get married and be normal and just have an actual life.
That's a hard question. My immediate gut reaction is to go to Mae Borowski from the game Night in the Woods.
My favorite character probably would be Garnet from Steven Universe, because she's literally lesbian love given form, which is great to see as a lesbian, actually see a healthy queer relationship being represented on TV, even though it's for kids. It's still great to see.
What would you say to those who might feel anxious about not knowing all the terminology?
I would say that it's okay to take it slow, because me myself, I don't know all the terminology. You don't have to know all the terminology before being a part of this community. It's totally okay not to know what all the different identities mean and what all the different sexualities are, because there's just so many, and it's okay to be learning new ones every day.
You shouldn't have to worry about knowing all the terminology. It just, when someone comes out, just accept who they are and don't think that they made it up just because you've never heard of that terminology before.
All you have to do is when you meet someone new, just be open-minded and just respect how they want to be treated and what they want to be called and who they're attracted to.
It's totally okay. It's not the knowing every single piece of the vocabulary that matters. It's the respecting other people and being open-minded that matters.
What do you want your non-queer classmates to know about your community?
I think the main thing I want my non-queer classmates to know about the LGBTQ plus community is that we're not monsters for who we are. We're just the same as everybody else. Our identities are just a little different.
Most of the differences between our community and your community are completely superficial. We're just like you guys, except with cooler music. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
The question! Mango, can we
This is Queer People Living.
You are